pro tip of the day. If you want to do a turbo install on your Volkswagen TDI Golf, do a DPF delete first. That was easy. So easy, I didn't even film it. Got the old one out. Really simple, came out through the top. Just had to disconnect a couple things down low. There's the stock turbo. The new one is already in. I was just so excited I didn't even film it, but she's in there, ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and warm this thing up, make sure it doesn't spew any oil anywhere, and then we'll see how she does. And these guys are watching TV. So here's the tools you'll need. I said it was easy, but let's be honest, it's never that easy. We've got this ECS tuning insert for the dog bone now. We're going to throw this in. This is to kind of remove some of the slop as the motor moves around and torques around. The stock dog bone bushing is real soft, and from new, this thing had aggressive wheel hop. You can see it in the acceleration videos that I take, and we're going to be replacing this whole unit here with that insert to kind of strengthen that and stiffen it, and that'll keep that motor from juddering every time I launch. So we don't like that. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes a juddery launch. So we'll go ahead and take this out. It should be a pretty quick install, and then we'll go test it out, and then it's a hot day, but I'm itching to get on the dyno and just see what we're looking at. Pretty tight bolt, but we got it loose. So now we're just gonna take this bolt out and then put the insert in there, bolt it back up. Another thing to mention, this is a TTY, or torque to yield bolt, so you cannot reuse this. Once you've used it, you just gotta replace it. So the kit does come with a new bolt. Now we're gonna go ahead and torque it down. It's 96 foot-pounds of torque with a 90-degree yield. So that's hit the torque at 96 foot-pounds and then go 90 degrees more. That's why it's torque to yield. That's a pretty decent amount of torque. So we'll go here. That's 96. Now I gotta go all the way 90 degrees now. So I'm gonna go from about here all the way there. That's torque to yield. And that's a lot of torque. So that's installed now. It's not going anywhere. Let's see how she feels. Another little pro tip for you. When you're using a lot of force torquing or breaking nuts loose, never pull towards you, if you know what I mean, when you're pulling that bar. A big breaker bar like that can really hurt you. I actually did that one time and I completely knocked myself out, fell down, like busted my lip open. I was bleeding and I woke up and I was just like, what the hell? So just be careful when you're doing that, because if you hit yourself real hard, you'll end up like me. All right, so we've got the TDI Golf strapped down. This is the GTD 1449 VK with the 56 millimeter compressor wheel. So we've got full deletes on the car, tune, performance-wise, engine intake, that's about it. Oh, and the DKM single disc, single mass clutch. So, or single mass flywheel clutch. So let's see what it does. I'm pretty excited. I'm hoping for 200. That's what I want. It's hot today. It's like almost 90 degrees. It's about 92 inside here right now. But I'm expecting close to 200 or over 200. That'd be good, because I think we're at like 170, 175 before. Let's see what it gets. So here is our previous run that we made without the turbo, or without the turbo upgrade, to now with the turbo upgrade. So the story here, power 191 is what we hit. So we were very close to that 200, it's just not quite there. I think with some cooler air, we'll actually be right at 200 horsepower, and maybe with a little bit of time. I know these computers have to learn a little bit and stuff like that, but the real story here is where we're making power. Because before, we were done. 4,000 RPM, it was already falling off, as you can see. Now, we are still cruising all the way across at 4,500 RPM. So, big difference there. Up here, we're looking at, let's see, at this range here, at 4,000 RPM, we were at about 166. And now in that same area, we are now hitting 187. So over 20 horsepower gain at 4,000 RPM. And then torque-wise, we are here at 219 by 4,000, and now we are 245. So 25 foot-pounds of torque, 20 horsepower plus. That is just it's a stock style turbo, it's a GTD turbo, but it's got an upgraded billet compressor wheel. So the big story here is the RPM range is extended way up, 4,500 RPM versus 3,500 RPM where it was dropping off before. So that's a lot of usable power on this car. BHP, if we're talking flywheel horsepower, we started with 150 horsepower, it was 120 horsepower at the wheel. And now, in fact, I'll do a little graph overlay. Okay, so here you can see a layover. This is the stock run. This is stock power right here. This was 125 to the wheel versus now where we're at that 190, 191. So massive difference there from stock. Massive difference there. And really the big story, like I said, is it's holding power all the way across. So look at the torque difference too, huh? Peak torque was right around 193, and now we're over 300, 303. And that's, again, on this dyno, it's a little different than most dynos. This fuel system probably doesn't have much more than that in it, and the turbo's probably, we're pushing hard. But either way, car feels amazing. We're gonna do a couple of runs. I got no traction in first. I really don't think the 0 to 60 is gonna get any faster, unfortunately. Once I get moving, you can feel it up top. So from like third gear on, that's where it really starts to pick up. And I'm already at 60 by third gear, so we'll do a couple of runs just to see. I'd like to see the 5-second range at least, which I think we can do now. But other than that, she's ready to go. So if you've got a TDI Golf, consider this setup. It works. Okay, so we're ready to do a 0 to 60 real quick. Got traction control off. The P3 gauge is ready. Let's see what we can get. Tons of wheel spin. Jesus. Well, that's a joke. That's all wheel spin. That's gonna take some getting used to. There's just so much more RPM on tap. I'll try one more time, and otherwise I don't think we're gonna get much better than that. Let's see. That was a 6.2, but I know we can go faster. Okay, ready? Here we go. Try be a little more smooth. Still a ton of wheel spin. 6.0. So a little bit better. I know we can go faster. Let's try one more, right? One more? That's always the name of the game. It's always one more. I ran into the rev limiter there. That's crazy. Back to back like this is getting hot too, so I'm gonna ruin my chances, but one more time. One more time. Okay, ready? Ready. Nope. I'll keep trying. I just can't get it to hook at all.